Down the outside of the golf cart. That's Mackenzie. 2 wheels out on the grass. What an overtake. If he can make this stick, he might go right around and lead this little bunch.
Okay, welcome to race number 2. I am starting from the second last position on the grid. I think there's one more person in the row behind us. I have to make my way through the field, which is going to be quite a challenge, but I managed to get a decent start. So we're about to have the lights out, and here we go. Had an awesome start. Mark's behind us, that's who was behind us. I forget who was beside me, but I got him off the line. And while I pass Norbert, we're just going to have a little look at his car, because it is the best looking car on the grid. Probably the best looking V in Australia, with that awesome dragon on the front. Absolutely awesome car, Norbert. Anyway, let's get back to racing. Got quite a few spots to make up. That's Brian ahead of me. So I'm just pushing along, trying to get a good first lap in, try and not lose very much ground to the people in front. There is a ton of rocks on this corner that I saw during the warm-up lap. For once, it wasn't the crazy XLs that did it. It was the Formula Ford drivers were cutting that corner and spitting rocks onto the track. So it made that corner a bit treacherous, because if you went offline and hit those rocks, it made things very slippery. Anyway, continuing on, managed to not do too bad an opening lap. Warmed my tyres up a little bit better this time, but still a lot of work to do with regards to tyre warming on my warm-up lap. I'm just trying to push so I can get away from Mark behind me. To the left is one of our lead guys. Something happened with his car. I think it was his temperature was saying he was overheating, so he had to turn his car off, turn it back on, and see if his temperature gauge was reading correctly, which it was, so he was able to push on and continue. So I've lost a little bit of ground to Brian, and unfortunately for him and fortunately for me, there's a bit of a whoopsie here which slowed me down a lot, so I avoided him. Alex gets past, that guy that was going slow on the straight. My aim here was to try and stay in his draft. Unfortunately, he's incredibly quick and I had no chance of doing that. But that's what I was trying to do, to try and get away from Mark, who I believe is still behind me. We'll have a quick look once I go around this corner, and he is still in my draft. So just trying to push on as much as I can, get him out of my draft, which I probably don't have much chance of doing because he's one of the leaders in that second pack. So we'll just fast forward while I catch up to Jeffery. Alex gets past Jeffery, and here we go, caught up to Jeffery. So we are now on the second last lap, so I know I've got to get a move done. I've gained a heap of ground on him, so I know that I've got the pace on him, so I actually want to make a move coming down the straight. As we're coming down, you'll see him go to the left and then to the right, and so I go to make a pass on the left, and he comes back to the left, and I have to slam my brakes on. It doesn't look as bad from this camera, but going along here, he moves there, I had to brake hard, and I actually changed down into third back there. Normally I would be in fourth until here and change into third, so that's how much I had to brake. It was very scary. I wasn't too happy. I was saying a few choice words in my helmet at the time, and I knew I just had to get past him because I didn't want to spend another race trying to get past him. So I go to make a move here, have it nice, and then he turns in extra. I'm not sure what he was thinking then. We come very close to tyres touching, It actually worried me a lot. I wasn't keen to go 2x2 through here, so I actually was giving him the corner. He went a bit slower than expected. I didn't want to go side by side through here because I didn't want to go through it and then we'll be really slow on the straight and Mark, who's behind, get both of us on the straight, and then he drives off while I'm stuck battling with Jeff. So that's why I gave him the corner, and I'm determined to make the move on this straight. This time I know he's probably going to do some questionable driving. So as you can see coming up, when I get behind him, I actually do a bit of a fake turn to the left and then go back to the right. So fake to the left and then swoop back on the right. Now I stay very close to the inside even though he goes wide, because after that other corner I was not confident going side by side with him, and luckily I got the move done. So now I remember thinking at this point, good luck Mark trying to get past Jeff. So I'm going to keep the camera focused on them because Mark does quite some intelligent driving, I think, to get past. I was talking to him after the race and he was discussing the what happened on the straight and said he wasn't too keen to try and make a move on him. So his plan was to just get really close to him and make him think he was going to make a move down the inside, coming up at the right-hander, I think it's turn 10 after the sweeper, and just sort of worry Jeff into making a mistake, which works out absolutely beautifully for him. So he's got the run here, he's right on his tail, you'll see him pull out, and then Jeff's worried about him. You see Jeff's turn his head and just overcooks it and goes spinning off like Mario Kart, ironically. This is the last lap. All I've got to do is cross the line now. I know I've got it, and I know that my next race I've got Mark as a buffer from Jeffrey, so I know that I've just got to finish that, start that race good. So cross the line. Nice quick video for you guys, and we'll do the next video in the next week or so. Like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Later.